Like nearly all his fellow Hall of Famers, Maurice Richard was from Canada. And despite hockey's global growth in the 1970s and 80s, the Hockey Hall of Fame remained strictly North American, until the induction of its first international player in 1989. Incredibly, that player came from a country considered hostile to North America and never played a single NHL game.
From 1969 to 1985, the name Vladislav Tretiak was synonymous with Russian hockey, the most recognizable player on the best team in the world. A goalie on Moscow's Red Army team, Tretiak's unorthodox style would ultimately change the way the position was played and win the recognition of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I was very instrumental in putting his name up when I was a member of the selection committee. No matter where they play or who they played for, it's really up to the selection committee. And there's no politics in the selection committee. You speak your piece and you listen, you debate, and Tretiak was able to get 75% of the vote. That opened up our horizons worldly.
There's something culturally that Russian people, they're attracted to hockey, much like Canada. I don't know, it's the ruggedness, the cold climate or whatever, but Russian people took to hockey.
I started to play hockey, I was 11 years old. I started in the best hockey school, the Red Army team. I was 17 years old, and the head coach said, I would like you to play for us. Oh, for me, 17 years old, play Red Army team, the big surprise for me.
The Red Army team of Moscow was comprised of the best players in the Soviet Union, part of a national sports system that was unlike any in North America or Western Europe. The individual meant nothing in the Soviet Union. What meant everything was the success of the team.
Leader Brezhnev watched the hockey every game. Communist Party push us only win gold medal. If Soviet Union hockey teams win silver medal, it's very bad. We have free practice every day. 7 o'clock wake up, 1 hour run, special practice after lunch, sleep 2 hours, and 5 to 7 one more. My life very tough because my wife, you don't see sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. My son, he look at the pictures, this is my father, the pictures in the wall, because he don't see me too much.
While Tretiak was forced to sacrifice his family life, his hockey life flourished. 5 times he was the Soviet League's most valuable player, and by the mid-1970s, he had become the premier sports icon in a country obsessed with dominating the West.
If you've been to Russia, Vlad is close to Michael Jordan status. He truly is a national hero there.
Outside of Russia, the talented Tretiak was hardly known at all. Then, in 1972, he brought his revolutionary style of goaltending to a superpower showdown against a team of NHL All-Stars.
First time any of us in Canada heard about Tretiak was in 1972 when the Russians came over to play Team Canada.
The Summit Series was not supposed to be monumental. It was supposed to be a cakewalk.
I really felt that we would overwhelm him. When he saw Mahovlich and Cornway and Esposito come on, he'd wonder why he ever played the game.
Before a game, I sometimes shake a little bit because, my God, I play against now this best team in the war.
The series proved to be Tretiak's global coming out party. For 8 games, he frustrated North America's best.
He did become a tough puzzle to try to solve. He really did. He was good. He was one of these guys that had a new style that we hadn't seen much of in North America.
He was like a huge spider. He had big, long arms, long legs, and then you say, how can you ever get a puck past this guy? He was the best goaltender I've ever seen.
Team Canada would ultimately win the series, but it would be Tretiak's unmistakable talent and innovative style that stood out, even among the greatest players in the world. 3 years later, Tretiak was back in Canada.
Number 20, Vladislav Tretiak.
It was New Year's Eve 1975 at the Montreal Forum. The acrobatic goalie from the Soviet Union was so amazing. This time, he even had Canadian fans on his side.
The Canadians should have won that game by 8 goals. They so badly outplayed them in the first period. It was incredible.
Here's the man shooting it! And a tremendous save, another save by Tretiak. Now Lapointe keeps it in, takes the shot.
Montreal outshot them terribly. It should have been 12-0.
And it was Tretiak that kept them in the game.
And that established his image more than any other game that he ever played.
The first star, Vladislav Tretiak.
That night, I think that's the game that put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
There would be more memorable games to come for Tretiak, like leading the Soviet Union to Olympic gold in 1976. But 4 years later, in 1980, in the prime of his career, Tretiak would play in a game he would like to forget. A game that nearly shattered his Hall of Fame dreams. Stories from the Hall of... Vladislav Tretiak, the Russian goalie who came out of Soviet bloc obscurity in 1972, was by the end of the decade among the most recognizable hockey names in the world. But there would be some rough times ahead.
Tretiak's remembered a lot for the Summit Series. He's remembered a lot for what he did on that New Year's Eve in Montreal. But not many people seem to remember what happened in the 1980 Olympics.
The Soviet Union was the overwhelming favorite to win Olympic gold. Then in the semifinals against a young and fearless team from the United States, Tretiak gave up 2 first-period goals.
Long shot, the easy save by Tretiak, but Johnson is there and scores with 1 second to play.
Coach said, Vladislav Tretiak, bad goal, last goal, he don't play no more.
There's Tretiak on the bench, a very uncharacteristic place for him.
For me, big surprise. I have shock. I have shock. Why?
Why Tikhonov ever took out Tretiak from that game is one of the great mysteries.
Victor Tikhonov's a great coach, but every coach makes a mistake, and in hindsight, that was probably a mistake, pulling Vlad.
If you're a United States player and you know that you're playing against a legend, and you come out for the next period and you see they pulled Tretiak. Boys, we got him, we got him.
Without Tretiak, the impossible happened. The U.S. got him all right, winning 4-3 on its way to Olympic gold. It was the low point in Tretiak's brilliant career.
After the game, I go home. I think maybe I stop. I retired.
It was a difficult moment, and he had to find a way of dealing with it and returning to his previous form.
I think, okay, I not stop. I would like show everybody I best goal in the world. I play well, I win the cup, I win world championship, I win the Olympic game in 1984, I have gold medal, I retired. I show everybody who is who.
That was Tretiak's 3rd Olympic gold medal and 10th World Championship. Even for a player who never stepped on the ice in an NHL game, by 1989, those numbers were too remarkable for the Hockey Hall of Fame to ignore.
They call me, Vladislav, you're Hockey Hall of Fame. Oh my God. For me, it's a big surprise, very exciting.
He was the first hockey player that never played in North America that was put into the Hockey Hall of Fame as an honored member.
I think it's a great tribute to the Hockey Hall of Fame that they recognize hockey talent wherever in the world it's played.
It's not a National Hockey League Hockey Hall of Fame. It is the Hockey Hall of Fame.
From behind the Iron Curtain to the Hockey Hall of Fame, the great Vladislav Tretiak paved the way for worldwide recognition of the sport that has talent around the world.